Hello, Year 9. This is this week's spellings. They are, well, it doesn't, I'm looking at the booklet that hopefully you've got, and it doesn't say week, does it? So we will go for types of consonants, those three there, plosives, fricatives, liquids. And I know it's going to rain all week, and three spellings isn't going to keep you busy, so we'll also go for the cacophony, dissonance, mellifluous, euphony, susurrus as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in there. I've not put them on the slide. I've not put because obviously it wouldn't be a test if I had the spellings and definitions on the slide. So you've got a nice picture to look at. I'm desperate to go on holiday, so that's there to either, I don't know, cheer me up or taunt me. Number 1, plosives. Plosives. And the examples are all from poems that you would have been studying now had we finished Macbeth, but the examples are all from poems you'll study in Year 10. But I am blinded by an impression of sunlight, volleyed and thundered. Fricatives, that dazzled with rifle fire. And finally, liquids, the lone and level sands. Leicester's lovely, long, luxurious, something else beginning with L. Moving on, cacophony. The poet merges plosives and fricative alliteration to create the cacophonic sound of the battlefield. Sorry, I keep looking down at the... I'll put them up here so I can look at the screen. Cacophony. And the adjective for cacophony, the one I just struggled to say, is cacophonic. Sorry. Next, dissonance. Use of fricatives creates the dissonant sounds of the battlefield. My daughter's just had her keyboard lesson, and there was a dissonant noise coming from her room. The adjective is dissonant, so that's dissonance and dissonant. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8, mellifluous. The repeated sibilance of the word creates a mellifluous tone. Whilst I heard my daughter's keyboard lesson, there definitely was not a mellifluous noise coming from her room. Next, euphony. The poet uses assonance to create a euphonic tone. Euphony is the noun, also spelled euphonic, the adjective. And finally, for this week's, susurrus. The repeated sibilance emulates the susurrus sound of the wind in the trees, and the noun is susurration. Revision from previous weeks, please. If you could try these as well. You don't need to do any prep for these. So can you tell me what an extended metaphor is, please? Next, personification, please. I forgot to read out the example. Extended metaphor, winds that knife us, dawn massing in the east, her melancholy army attacks once more. I think we did a extended metaphor with Macbeth this week when he compares Banquo to a snake and Fleance to a worm. That's an extended metaphor. Personification, please. Can you spell and define personification? Pale flakes come feeling for off faces. Next, oxymoron. Examples of oxymoron: sweet poison, cold heat, loving hate, bittersweet. And sibilance. Examples of sibilance: shot, slashed, furrows, silent sentries, whisper, curious, nervous. Next, going all the way back to Macbeth, can you tell me, please, what an epithet is? Spell epithet and define it, please. Macbeth is... The epithet used to describe Macbeth is the tyrant and dead butcher. Can you tell me what a tyrant is, please, and spell tyrant? Macbeth is a tyrant. At the end of the play, Macbeth is not remembered as a good king, but as an unpopular tyrant. Treachery. Spell treachery and write down the definition of treachery, please. Macbeth's treachery, his first act of treachery is when he murders Duncan. You could say his next act of treachery is when he arranges to have Banquo killed. Next, inexorable. Inexorable. At the beginning of the play, when Macbeth is described as defeating the Norwegians, it seems his attack, his victory, is inexorable. The Norwegians are helpless. Hubris. Hubris. Macbeth's hubris and his cruelty become his dominant character traits. Soliloquy. Soliloquy. Macbeth's first soliloquy. In Macbeth's first soliloquy, he talks about his black and dark desires. Black and deep desires, I thought it was. Is it dark and deep or black and deep? I have to go back and check. Either way, it's a soliloquy. As is this a dagger scene? That is also a soliloquy. And I'll go back to this one because we keep getting it wrong. Tragic hero. Spell tragic hero and what is a tragic hero, please? Aristotle first described a tragic hero, and Macbeth is definitely a tragic hero. Okay, a few more from either prior to Macbeth. Can you please spell pungent, pungent, and define pungent? A pungent smell of decay emanated from the cave. Apathy. Apathy. Even though she was enthusiastic, the students remained apathetic. She found their apathy depressing. It has been hard for some students to complete all of the work set by their English teacher because of their apathy. Spell apathy and define apathy. Next, poultry. Poultry, not poultry as in chickens and stuff, poultry. He earns a paltry amount working as a paperboy. And finally, malignant. Malignant. The monster's malignant glare terrified the man. Spell malignant and see if you can remember the definition. That's it for this week. I hope you're okay. I will speak to you soon. Please don't forget you've got some questions to do on Macbeth, on Banquo's ghost scene, and there's also 4 quotes for you to revise and learn. Have a lovely week, and sometime sooner or later I'll see you again. Bye.